okay, and it automatically goes into an uninstall. And right now I can feel the back of my neck kind of heating up, and even my face is kind of heating up as well. And that will loosen the muscles because there's blood and chi going to that area. And so that's dowsing for healing. I mean, it's very simple. There's nothing to it. And I just let it spin until it's done. Now that could be like 2 seconds. It could be 30 minutes. You know, if it starts spinning for quite a while, then, you know, the longer it spins, that means the more damage there is, or the more energy it's trying to remove. Or, you know, if it's spinning the other way, that's the more energy it's trying to install, the more energy it's going to take to solidify the request. Like right now, the back of my neck is really starting to burn. So apparently there's more there than I thought. I just thought I had a little stiff neck, but apparently there's more healing that is necessary. So I could continue to let it spin, and apparently it's got on something pretty big because it's really moving now. But I can say, continue working please, and then I'll manually stop it myself. And I can still feel the energy hitting me in the back of the neck. You know, so it'll continue working until it's reached its full, and exactly, something just pulled right there on the back of my neck. So it'll continue working until it's finished uninstalling that pattern, even because the muscles are still moving. In fact, if I hold the rod and I just sit here, it's still spinning. And if I give it any time, it feels like, yeah, it's gonna get bigger. So it'll continue to work. Now I can douse on something else while I'm waiting for this to correct. Like for example, let's say that I'm done with fixing my neck, all right, and I want to strengthen my neck so that whatever was wrong with it can't happen to it anymore. So, or at least it's a lot harder for it to, I should say that, because you can always mess up anything. But that's okay, that's all part of it. Yeah. You'll notice you have to straighten your rod out a lot. So I say, you know, are there energies that can be placed upon my neck area to rebuild or to help? And I get a yes response. Okay. Please place these energies upon me now. Okay. Now I said place the energies upon me. It could be upon somebody else. It could be on a property. You know, whatever, doesn't really matter. And right now I can feel some other types of energies affecting my neck, even down into the rhomboids, which is, of course, not the neck. It's like the upper thoracic. So, and it's continuing to spin. So it's doing something. And so what is it doing? Well, it's placing energies that are necessary to repair or to strengthen or whatever is needed. You know, you don't have to be specific all the time. You can be general, and that's the thing. Let God do it for you. Just basically ask. Thank you. Okay, and you know, this is just a confirmation tool. You know, you don't need rods, and you don't need pendulums, you know, or anything like that. You can totally do it yourself without any of this. And I'll go over this in other videos of how to do it. But this is a great way to get started. This is kind of like your training wheels into dowsing or discerning. And so we're going to go over a couple more things before the end of the video, but that's the basic gist of it. I mean, you got find it, yes or no, and you got uninstall when you find it, and then install something else to counteract the damage that was caused by it and protect against it again. So I mean, very simple principles here. There's not much to it. Some people ask, well, what if I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be looking for? What if I don't know what pattern to uninstall? And what if I don't know what counter pattern to install? That's the great thing about it. You don't have to know. Okay? Give it a name. And by giving it a name, you're giving it a shape. You know, for example, with my neck, I didn't know that there was anything wrong with my neck, but I drew attention to it by simply stating that, okay, there's something wrong with my neck, and therefore it gives it shape. That's all I want to do is give it shape. Let's say that I'm trying to discern what's wrong with a property. Okay, it's like somebody's house or something, because you know you deal with supernatural phenomenon like entities, demonics, and things like that, oppressing houses or people or whatever, and you can check for those things. And so, the first thing I would check for is, is this house haunted? Okay, well, I get a no signal on that. I was kind of hoping for yeah. But apparently, we try to keep we're filming out of the temple, and we try to keep the temple clean. So most of the time, it's clean. Thank you. Okay. So, but, let's say that it wasn't clean. Okay. The next thing I would ask for, I would say, and I'm going to move the rod myself this time because there wasn't anything to find here. So I'm going to do this one, myself. I'll move it. Let's say, are there spiritual presences of some type, or is there possession, in the building itself? And it'll say yes. Okay. Is the force demonic? Okay. And it'll say yeah. Okay. Can you remove these forces? And it'll say yeah. Okay. Please remove these forces. And it'll start spinning counterclockwise. And it's spinning counterclockwise. Let it spin until it's done. Okay. And then when it's done, then say, are there any energies that can be placed upon this building to repair and protect against this invasion again? And it'll say, yeah, please place these energies upon that building now. Okay, and it'll do so. Now, a question: do I actually have to be on site in order to douse a place or a person? The answer is absolutely not. You can do this remotely. I don't care if they're in Guangdong, China, or if they're in California, or New York, or wherever they're at. Okay? Doesn't matter where they're at. You can douse them. You can hit them from right here. Okay? How is that possible? Well, have you ever prayed for anybody on a prayer list before? Okay? Well, it's kind of the same thing, except it's drawing more focus to what it is that you're doing, and you're getting a direct response that you can work with. And so it's kind of like a type of prayer. It's a very spiritual technique. It uses what's called the Shen energy, the spiritual energy, and it's a very divine technique as opposed to most Qigong, which is more actual energetic based rather than Shen or spiritual motivated Qi. So let's douse someplace, remotely. Okay, I'll think of a friend's house in my mind, and let's check his house out and see how it's doing. All right, is there spiritual possession or oppression on the property? Okay, all right, we got a live one here. All right, so is it demonic? Okay, so at least it's not demonic. All right, so is it entity based? Okay, so it's some type of spirit apparition. Okay, all right. Are there spiritual anomalies present? Okay, yeah. Typically where there's one, there's the other. Okay, so can you remove all of these patterns? Okay, please remove all of these patterns. And then there it goes. And so we'll just we'll wait till it clears. And so dowsing is very simple for healing. And I mean, just the same way I'm dowsing for energy stuff, I can also douse for anything that needs to be healed. Certain types of illnesses or sicknesses or anything like that. I mean, you've had bronchitis. Go grab your dowsing rod and douse that bronchitis out of there, because it's just an energy pattern. Okay, continue working. Okay, and so I let that run for a while on the house that I'm working on, and then I come back again and I check. Okay, and I can get percentages of how close it is to being done. Is it still working on it? There's lots of different things lots of different questions I can ask. So again, be inventive and be imaginative, and that helps to open up your connection to the divine, so that you can get this innate sense about you, and then answers will just start popping into your head.